Hey guys! So, welcome to the second episode of Weekly Bookish Update. I promise I'll try not to spoil anything, but if I do end up spoiling anything, I'll try not to make it major. Okay? So, don't be mad if I do spoil anything. So let's first go to the books I finished this week. I'm quite happy with myself. I finished two books. One is Looking for Alaska, and the second one is It Ends With Us. I actually finished that book 10-15 minutes ago. Oh, no, I'm lying. It was more, an hour ago. But let's start with Looking for Alaska. This book is about a kid named Pudge, or at least that's his nickname, and he transfers to a boarding school where he meets a group of people, a group of kids who like pranking, and they get along really well, and he starts not dating, he falls for one of the girls in the group, and they have a little something, and then something happens, and it's a major plot twist that caught me completely off guard, and it's just unbelievable, unexpected, unimaginable, crazy. Damn. So that thing happens, and I think after that the book should have just ended, maybe 20 pages or so, and it should have ended, but it didn't. But still, it doesn't make it any less good. It's just that because of those few pages that were a little too much, I gave it 4 instead of 5 stars. So like I said, the next book was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book actually was on my TBR list for quite some time, and I was excited to read it. It's just that it's been there for a while, and you know how TBRs are. They just keep on growing, and it's impossible to tackle them, and they look at you and you're all scared, and the books on your shelf they're intimidating, to say the least. So when I started reading this book, I actually started because my best friend, she didn't force me to read it. We kind of made a deal that I'll read a couple of books she recommends, and she'll read a couple of books I recommend or suggest. So I'm reading 2 of Colleen Hoover's books, and in return she will read Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And by now you probably know how big of a fan of Sarah J. Maas I am, so I'm super excited for her to see Selena, and yeah, I don't want to spoil it. This book, I really don't want to spoil. So anyway, let's go to It Ends With Us. So basically, we have a main character named Lily, and she meets a handsome doctor, actually neurosurgeon, named Ryle, and they fall in love, and they have like this so much chemistry. But there are also some things, both from the past as well from the present, that are not so good to them, for everyone around, and they're preventing people to be happy, you know? What are those problems, and whether or not they will get through those problems, you have to see for yourself. My thoughts on the book: honestly, I expected it to be a love triangle. I really did, and I'm not a big fan of love triangles. I like to make love interest clear soon enough and decided, determined, whatever you want to call it. And this book was completely the opposite of what I was expecting. Even the summary, the blurb, couldn't prepare me for it. I didn't expect this story to be so deep, so meaningful, and to have so many gray areas. If you're not prepared to expect those gray areas, to dig through some serious, I wanted to say shit, but yeah, to dig through some serious stuff, you're not ready for this book then yet. This book, it has great characters, great exceptional character development, great storylines. It was perfect and I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Now, if we talk a little bit about what I'm currently listening or reading, yesterday I started another audiobook. This time it's a reread. It's Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, and I just love this world. I love Greek mythology, and Percy Jackson is one of my all-time favorites, and it feels good to return to this world. Characters and the storylines and dialogues, they're just funny, and it's an easy read. It really is. I mean, it should be, because it's for kids, I don't know, 13 years old, so yikes. But I also started to listen to Inkdead. This is from the series Ink World. You probably heard of Inkheart. If nothing else, you probably watched the movie. I'm not gonna say much about this book right now, but to say, I'm only gonna mention that it's hard to get back into this world because it's been a while and it's kind of not the easiest world to get into. Yeah, to use the pun from the book, I mean, you have to be ready into the world. But I want to read it because I do not like not unfinished things, and I'm really excited to see the ending and what will happen, because there are some storylines that just needed to be explored, you know. So yeah, that's one thing I'm excited about. It's probably a little harder for me to get into because this book is really long. I mean, yeah, I am listening to an audiobook, but still it's really long, which means it's, in this case, that it has a slower pace. And I like fast-paced books, fast reads, easy reads, but this is nothing like that. Still, I'm giving it a chance. So you guys probably know I'm on Wattpad. Link to my profile is down below. Follow me and feel free to send me your books. I'd be happy to read them and give you a feedback on a couple of chapters and some pointers on how to improve, or whether the storyline is okay, whether you have any plot holes, whether the characters are okay. Just send me your links to your stories. Why I mentioned Wattpad is because I'm also reading on Wattpad. I mean, obviously, if I just offered to read your story. But the story I'm currently reading is by my sister, Arden Hall. She's known on Wattpad as YA Book Princess, and the story is called Guide to Escaping Awkward Situations. I really urge you to check it out because it's funny and it's basically something that can happen to you too. It's about a girl who took a bad fall down the stairs and someone caught it on camera and posted the video on YouTube, and now she's famous. She went viral, guys, and she was not prepared for this, not at all. So yeah, check it out, it's funny. So now that we've established the time on Wattpad, let me inform you that I'm currently working on 2 books. One is the Hunger Games interactive story. You've probably heard of it by now. If you've ever played choices or episodes, then you know how interactive stories work. It means that every action, every decision that you make, it affects the story, and whether you will survive the arena or not, it depends entirely on you. The Hunger Games is actually being posted twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays, and the chapters that I posted this week are actually about the second day of training before going to the arena. So buckle up, guys, because arena is arriving. The second book I'm working on is Sleep Up. Sleep Up is being published on Fridays, or as I like to call it, #SleepUpFridays. So last Friday I published 15th chapter, and on this chapter it's being discussed the reunion between Eddie and Shay, and guys, it might happen soon. And for all of you who've read it, what is David planning? Let me know in the comments down below, or comment the book on Wattpad, or DM me your theories. I'll be happy to read it. So that's the weekly Bookish update, and I guess I'll see you on Friday when I'm posting my life update. Let's hope that this week will be more eventful than the last week. Have fun, guys. Thank you for watching my weekly Bookish update. Bye!